Okay, so Willie Naylor, Beverly Savage, and Kenneth Barnett are all candidates that are challenging incumbent Naylor Brown for Ward 4. So let me ask you that question I ask everybody. Why are you running? We'll go with Mr. Naylor first. Why are you running, sir?
I feel inspired to bring new leadership to Ward 4. It's time for new leadership. I just came back from the land of my ancestors down in Mississippi, in the place where Fannie Lou Hamer walked and Medgar Evers, and I was inspired to remember why we run. This is not an office of entitlement to maintain the status quo, but this is an office where we walk with purpose to create legacy in order to be effective, to bring about change. And I see that change is needed in Ward 4. That's the place where my family is. I've been in that community for all of my life. I've lived at the address where I live for 38 years, and it's time for change.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Beverly Savage.
I, as well, is running for Ward 4 City Council because I believe we need new leadership, and we need someone that can navigate strategically to progress. And I know we don't like to mention the one big, beautiful bill that President Trump passed, but there are secrets inside that bill that we can extract from and bring monies to our communities. And I believe I'm the candidate to do that.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Hello and good evening. My name is Kenneth Barnett. Thank you. Appreciate that. The reason I'm running is simply to continue the work that I've done. I believe we don't need an office necessarily to do the work. If there's work to be done, we need to do that. And having been the president of the Bay Area Neighborhood Council, working in Old Hill, Upper Hill, I've done the work and I've got a proven record. You can't say to anybody, where's Kenneth Barnett from? Where'd he come from? No, I've been doing the work. Again, working as a president of the Bay Area Neighborhood Council. I went to school here, graduated from AIC, have an accounting degree. I work for the Hampden County Sheriff's Department. I work with, our family members that struggle with drugs, struggle with abuse and addictions, and I'm working with them to help them realize that there's other choices that they can make. I'm Kenneth Barnett, and I've done the job, and I want to continue doing it on a larger scale throughout the city.
Okay, thank you very much, candidates. All right, so we're going to get our first question here from Steve Carey.
Question number one.
Question number one. Okay, this is a question that's getting a lot of play here, but it's a real good one. Springfield College made a payment of just $4,049 to the city of Springfield last fiscal year as something known as a pilot, payment in lieu of taxes. Our current pilot agreements are decades old and very small dollar amounts. Would you support renegotiating these contracts with large entities for additional city revenue to alleviate rising costs on individual homeowners? And we'll start that with Mr. Barnett.
Thank you. That is a huge issue for me. Yes, I went to American International College, but it's just so important that there's not a fair exchange. We're giving, has been heard, billions of dollars worth of geographical land footprints in our community in Ward 4. And it's just, I believe they should be doing a whole lot more. 4,000 is just absolutely ridiculous. So to your question about renegotiating, coming back to the table, absolutely, that's one of the first things I would do. Because it's not just financially, but it's also education. Let's think outside the box and say, you know what, we're giving you X amount of dollars. Why aren't you providing 10 scholarships, 20 scholarships per college to better educate our individuals like myself? Ray Berry's a great example, getting his education from American International College, and look at him today, leading.
Okay, Ms. Savage, what would your answer be?
Absolutely, to renegotiate. We are up against economic challenges, and to not go back and renegotiate what we can renegotiate, it would be absurd. So yes, we should. It would be an economic strategy for the city of Springfield to do so. And I believe all the players, all the partners, all the nonprofit organizations that would be invited to that table would understand and cooperate.
Thank you. Mr. Naylor.
Thank you for the question. I would certainly lead with fiscal wisdom. I would consider revisiting that particular protocol, that mandate, or that policy. But I would also consider each entity, each organization, because you have faith-based entities as well, and they often give more to the community than what money can pay for. So, you have to enter into that with wisdom. Now the Springfield College and some of our educational institutions, yes, they can give out some scholarships, and they need to do that. And so each of the entities should be considered as according to what they do, and be rated according to the quality and quantity of their service.
Thank you, sir. All right, our next question. The tumbler is spinning.
Number 5.
Number 5, again, something that we've talked about before, but it's very much an issue. How would you attract and retain young professionals in the city? Mr. Naylor goes first.
Thank you for the question. I would certainly look at training and education opportunities for our young people. One thing I would emphasize is AI and computer education for our young folks so that they can create new careers in our community. Sometimes some of these careers that are here now are not sustainable for our young people. And so our institutions, educational institutions like STIC and AIC, should offer career training and education opportunities that go in line with the innovative workforce that's being developed on the scene now, so that would encourage our young folks to stay and invest in our city.
Thank you. Beverly Savage.
For our young people, they are like us. They are in all different social classes. So how do we bring them all together, or together in a collaborative way, to say you can prosper too in the city of Springfield? So programs, not just training programs for the low income, moderate income, but our college students, how do we activate them to join in the challenge of keeping our young people here and inspiring them? So I believe it's a collaborative effort with all young people of every social class, just like it is in this diverse community of Springfield, Massachusetts, for all of us to be together, coming from all different social classes and diversity.
Thank you very much. Mr. Barnett.
How do we retain students? We retain students by making sure that housing is fair and equitable. We retain students by allowing great health services to them and to their families, because they have young families, and so education for their children is a great need, and there's a change that needs to be done there. So that's where I'd start off with education, with affordable housing as well. Right now, we've got, for example, the Firestone building that has been empty for, 20 plus years, and that type of housing, the availability there, that should go to some of our students, some graduating students that want to stay here, but housing is not equitable nor fair. So I'd start there with housing, and again with health services, make it affordable.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was your last question. Thank you very much.